Yo 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 what's up? What's going down? What's popping? What's happening? How we doing? How we feeling on this nice Monday night? What's going on, people? What's happening? Yes, so we are here at the end of the regular season in the NFL, and things did not exactly go as planned for our beloved Atlanta Falcons. We had a home game yesterday against Carolina, and it seemed like they put up 80 points on us. Lost another game in overtime, man. In overtime. I saw something on the internet, Beyonce's internet, that said Michael Penix had 2 games out of his 3 starts where he led the Falcons to a game-tying touchdown within the last 2 minutes of regulation and lost both games in overtime, and he never touch the ball again. So those are some harsh realities of the season, but also some good growing pains for the young rookie. Of course, I'm sure that the majority would agree. I think Michael Penix played the best game yesterday of his very infantry NFL career in his 3 starts. Look much more comfortable, and we've already seen the poise, but look very poised. Of course, the stats were better yesterday, so looks like we're gonna have something real special with him. I think in the off season, like a lot of us said, work on his touch and work on his accuracy. I guess I'll give him one piece of constructive criticism so far. A lot of the easy passes he's missing, but he's completing the insanely difficult passes and the easy soft touch passes, the short to intermediate passes. It seems like that's where he's having most of his difficulty at, which shows in his completion percentage. So this off season, just work on that, get that completion percentage up, and I know that's gonna come with time. But he looked damn good. That is at least one thing that the fan base can kind of collectively agree on, that we might have something special in Michael Penix. This has definitely been a roller coaster regular season for the Atlanta Falcons. Nothing that's new for us, but Michael Penix has been like a glimmer of hope. The last almost quarter of the season, seeing him take over final 3 games, start the final 3 games, and just come out and give the fan base just a little something to be excited about. Again, the regular season did not go as we hoped, but yesterday he gave us something to be excited about. Also, shout out to the Falcons fan base. I'm gonna be honest. Coming into this game, we had our hopes up, but I think deep down inside, most of us knew the playoffs were probably going to be unattainable for us. Although if New Orleans made it the game for like 3.5 quarters, it looked like for a moment New Orleans was going to do their part, but we weren't going to do ours. But anyway, shout out to the fans, because I think most of us came into the game knowing that playoffs were not going to be attainable, and playing Carolina. So 2 non-playoff teams finishing the regular season, and for Atlanteans in Atlanta, a relatively cold day, on game day. But the Bears had a great turnout, man. It was a great turnout. And I was surprised by it. I was like, damn, our fans really came out today. It was a great turnout. You could tell it was very electric in there. You could tell the it was just electric in there. The fans were standing up. They were loud. You could just feel it. Um, it didn't. It did not even seem like this was two teams that were headed to Cancun. As the Panthers and the Falcons were, it did not seem like two teams headed to Cancun. It seemed like two teams get ready to head to the wild card round of the playoffs. Um, Definitely a great turnout by the fan base, man. Definitely a great turnout. There were not like a whole bunch of empty seats like we have saw in the past in the Benz. It still was you could tell it still was a late arriving crowd, but by the time everybody got in their seats, it was a pretty good turnout. So shout out to the fan base for that, man. Sticking behind the team through thick and thin, um, through through s- through gloomy weather and great weather. Showing up and showing out for the team. And I know the players who have a lot at stake with the team. I know they do appreciate that. Not saying anything bad about them, but there are some guys here who are here just on a 1 year contract. So they're gonna get in and get out. But the guys who are invested for the long term, I know they appreciated that. And I will say this. I as odd as this may sound, as odd as this may sound, not making the playoffs, and trust me, I wanted to make the playoffs. Don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to make it seem like, well, this was a great thing, trying to, put some strawberry cake on it. But this is just another perspective on what I saw yesterday. As odd as it may seem, not making the playoffs and losing like we lost the regular season at home, in the long term, that might be the best thing for this young Falcons team in the long term. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. I've been watching these choking jokers for a long time. And I have to remind y'all every week, I call them choking jokers out of nothing but love and affection. But I've been watching these choking jokers for a long time. And what I saw after the game, it encouraged me a lot. It encouraged me a lot. There have been times that I have seen the Falcons after the final regular season game, and they just walk off the field. You could tell, hey, man, it's just my job. I'm about to go spend $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 on a vacation with me and my girl, me and my wife, me and the kids. I'm about to go somewhere y'all can't even afford to be. I'm not going to even be among like your regular cats. I'm about to go somewhere exotic. And I'm sure this year's Falcons team gonna do that. But I saw a little eye of the tiger in that team when they walked off the field. I saw when Bijan and Tyler walked off, hugging each other. I saw when Drake walked off. He had a look in his face. I saw when Drake walked over to Michael Penix and they had words with each other. It was just almost a look of, this ain't going to happen again no time soon in this fashion. We're going to take this and we're going to learn from it and we're going to be better because of it. That's what I saw from a lot of guys who walked off that field yesterday. And really wasn't accustomed to seeing that. So this again, I wanted to get in the playoffs. I definitely wanted to win the last regular season game. I wanted to finally get a winning record, something that we haven't had in quite some time. But maybe this is something that we can build upon and learn from it. And I think these guys are going to come out even better. I know in his post-game interview, Bijan was saying, I'm fired up now. I could play an entire season now. And he had a career game. So I just saw something different when they walked off the field, man. It even though they went out there and they lost, it just didn't look like the typical Falcons of well, it is what it is. You know, it looked like a lot of those guys, they really took it personal. And that's something I was happy to see. I was happy to see all the multi-millionaires take it personal. And look like they were on some this is really this not gonna happen again to us. Let's jump in the comments, man, and then we're gonna continue on. Thank you everybody for coming in, man. I appreciate you being here. Make sure to do your dog a favor, man. Make sure that you do smash that like button. Do hit that like button for me, man. I really do appreciate it. Helps us jump in this YouTube algorithm and whatnot. So thank you in advance for hitting that like button. We got Coach in the building. What's going on, Coach? Says question. Do you think just on coaching, Raheem can outcoach coaches in the NFC like Campbell, McKay, or LaFleur? Not roster, simply outcoach them from what you have seen. That's real hard to say because when you say not roster, you know you threw a caveat in there that's very important because you could get like a lower tier coach, as long as he got a powerful ass roster, he still can get on the football field and win a game. And you could take a more experienced, a better coach who doesn't have as good as a roster, and he can lose. You know, to a lesser coach. So it's hard to say that out coaching, I think, will always be determined by the winner of the game. And the winner of the game isn't always necessarily the best coach. A lot of times it's the best roster, you know, combined with the coach. And personally, I really have never seen a case or a scenario where someone loses a game and they say the loser of the game outcoached the winner of the game, if that makes any sense. I can't recall ever seeing a situation where they say the losing coach outcoached the winning coach. In my opinion, you know. So if I'm not including the roster, that's kind of like a stat question, in a sense, I think. Rusty Moore in the building. What's going on with Rusty? Says next year could be rough. We have some holes to fill and only 4 picks in the draft while staring down a big dead cap hit with Kirk. Raheem mentioned being excited about Michael Penix, Bijan, and Drake London, but not Kyle Pitts. I did not know that. That's news to me. As I tell y'all a lot, man, I'm not real big on watching the press conferences within the team. You know, if I get some feedback on something I need to watch, like if y'all tell me like, hey, you need to go watch this, I'll go back and watch it. But I don't tend to catch a lot of the press conference. I watch some of them, but I miss way more than I watch. I'll say that. I know Terry Fontenot is supposed to talk on Thursday. I'm gonna try to make it my business to watch Fontenot's press conference on Thursday, simply because he doesn't talk as much. So I'm interested to see what he's going to say. That's normally how the Falcons operate, especially with Blank's ownership. One thing that I've noticed about their operational structure, once the regular season starts, the general manager pretty much steps out of the public eye in regards to doing press conferences or things of that nature. Maybe unless some major news happens, you know, maybe a blockbuster trade or something of that nature. It has to be something real big in order for the general manager to you know, have a press conference. And that was the same way with Dimitrov for the most part too. Now, once the season is over, then okay, the general manager, he'll start having press conferences. He'll start talking a lot. But once that regular season starts, the general manager, he kind of steps out of the public's eye, and he lets the coaching. He'll do all the talking and do all the press conferences, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So for that reason, you know, I'll try to catch Fontenot's press conference to see exactly what's gonna be on his mind. We got our brother DB94 in the house. Our resident family, our resident Denver Broncos fan, man. It's always great to see you in here, brother. Hope you're having a good day. Well, I hope you had a good day. It's gonna be midnight pretty soon. Said a lot of harsh truths in this episode. Yeah, man. We're gonna break some stuff down, man. We gotta get to some harsh truths. Just like you said, bro. We're gonna have to break some stuff down in this episode. That's definitely for sure. Shout out to you, DB94, man. Rustin says Michael Penix was like, he's got to be special though. I think we got a real one. I certainly hope so. I certainly hope so, man. He looks the part. He definitely looks the part. Again, speaking on his poise and his arm, man. He has a real powerful arm. I knew he had a arm, coming out of college, from what he showed in Washington, but you can really see it in the NFL. Is real evident. I think he's going to probably be a long-term Falcon, 10 plus years, and hopefully he does some very, very special things in Atlanta. He turns the tides of this franchise. And I can already tell, he's starting to be a fan favorite in only 3 games. But people are really buying into Penix, man. They really are. He's going to, of course, start the season next year. Of course, as a starter. So, I don't know, man. He may break into the top 10 for jersey sold next season. So we shall see. I'm looking forward to his maturation process, as our starting quarterback. And it does feel good to already have that position locked in next year. It's not something we got to worry about going into the draft trying to find a quarterback or going to free agency trying to find a quarterback. And that really has not been the case since Matt Ryan left here. And I saw Roddy White say something that resonated with me recently. And I'm paraphrasing here, but he was talking about Matt Ryan, and he was like, look, Matt Ryan provided stability, pretty much talking to Falcons fans. Matt Ryan provided stability at the position for 15 years, no matter if you love or hated him. He provided stability. It might be a long time before you see that again. And we definitely went through our stretches after Matt Ryan of trying to fill that void at the quarterback position, and hopefully Michael Penix will step up and just be a hellified ball player for us. And if you got that quarterback position in lock and key, and you got a good, very good, great quarterback, you're gonna win some games in the NFL. And I know a lot of people want to point the blame at a certain coach in Atlanta, but a lot of that can be traced back to a stretch of games where we had very inadequate quarterback play, and we lost a lot of games during that stretch of the season. And that just goes to show you how important that position is in the NFL. It's super, super important. The higher up the level of play you go, the more important that quarterback position becomes. It's not as important in high school. It gets more important in college, and then the NFL is the most important position because the NFL is predicated off quarterback play. The owners, they make no bones about it. They're like, look, we have manipulated the league, the rules, and everything to favor the quarterback, to favor the offense, and to even push that agenda even further. We're gonna pay the quarterback way more money than we're gonna pay anybody else. So the quarterback, he really controls the show in the NFL. So there's that. Shout out to our guy DB94. Thank you very much, bro. I really do appreciate that, man. Has gifted 5 Atlanta Bird Game memberships. We definitely do appreciate that, man. Appreciate all the love and the support that you do give the channel, bro. Thanks in advance. And I speak for those who will be a recipient of the Atlanta Bird Game memberships, I know they thank you as well, brother. I definitely appreciate you for always showing love to us. We got our guy Slim in the building. Thank you very much, Slim, for the super chat. I definitely do appreciate that, bro. Says after watching all these post-game interviews, I think they're frustrated, but since they have a quarterback, they're more happy going into the next year. I can definitely see that also. And that's going back to what I was just saying before I even read your comments, Slim. It's like a big void that we don't have to worry about. You know, since Matt left, you know, we've been going to every offseason like, oh man, who's gonna play the quarterback? Are we gonna have a good quarterback? Is the quarterback gonna be mid? But I think everybody feels very good about Michael Penix. And again, going back to when him and Drake was talking, Drake, I remember Drake telling him something as they were walking off the field, like, man, we're about to get that bitch clicking. It's almost like, look, man, this chemistry between us, bro, is getting better every game. So, and another important thing is Penix will have an entire offseason to work with the number one receiver. So now he can really develop that chemistry with Drake London, with Darnell Mooney, with Ray McLeod. I think Ray's still on the contract with Atlanta. I don't know. Is this Ray's? This might be Ray's. Might be his last year on the contract. And I'm not sure. I didn't look. And possibly Kyle Pitts if he's still here. We'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, we got a lot to be excited about in regards to our quarterback play. That's for sure. What's going on, Todd? How you doing, my brother? So do I think Terry said hold on, I think Terry saying see ya on Thursday on the presser was a shit to fan base saying I didn't see that, bro. I can't speak on it, Todd. I didn't see that, man. I gotta go back and look at what did he say to that? What did he say to that, Todd? I don't, knowing what I know from Terry seems like a, pretty, kind of tightwad, kind of stiff type dude. I wouldn't expect that from Terry. Maybe Raheem, because he took so much, shit from this fan base, but that don't seem like Terry's personality to me. He just don't seem like the petty type. But again, I hadn't seen it, so I don't know. You got to tell me where I can find it at, man. Carl Thomas, what's up, Carl? Stop playing with Penix. That's a special quarterback in the Falcons uniform. I definitely hope so, bro. I certainly hope so, man. I'm hoping so. A little bit of my Falcons PTSD and trauma, says, hey, man, you got to play the wait and see game with this team a little bit, man. You got to play the wait and see game. So I'm gonna play the wait and see game. I love what I've seen from Penix. I don't want to crown him the next Patrick Mahomes just yet. I want to see what he does with an entire year under his belt. Really, an entire 2 years under his belt. I want to see what he does. So I'll have a better answer for that in at the end of the 2026 season. He'll have 2 full seasons under his belt at that point in time. Carl Thomas also says Raheem Morris is awful. I've heard that. I've heard that quite a bit. I must say that you're not the first person I've heard say that, Carl. Dirty Bird says, Dirty Bird 67, excuse me. I love my Falcons, but I just don't think Morris is the one to get us there. And that's kind of corresponding with Carl Thomas just said, And we're going to talk about Raheem also before we go off today. So y'all make sure y'all do stick around because we're definitely going to get into the Raheem Morris talk without a doubt. DB94 said this team does much better with Penix from the beginning. I've heard a lot of people say that also. Some people that were critical of how our offseason went, some of their gripes was, look, if you had a quarterback on your mind, should have just drafted a rookie quarterback, signed a less expensive veteran quarterback, and just went that route. Let the veteran quarterback maybe start the first 5, 6, 7, 8 games, then you go ahead and go with Penix. That way, you're not out of $100 million guaranteed, and then you got more money to build the rest of the roster. So there was a lot of Falcons fans that felt the same way. Like, look, if the Penix was your guy, you should have just went that route early and use the rest of that $100 million that you paid Kirk to build the rest of the roster. And I can see the line of thinking because as you see with our defense, man, we could have used that money to fill other gaps on our defense, which to me was really the problem area of this team. Carl also says Falcons got talent, coaching holding them back. Oh, I think we got some good talent on offense, but I'm gonna be honest, Carl, on defense, I don't know, bro. I don't know if we as talented as we'd like to think we are on the defensive side of the ball. Offense, yeah. But defense, I don't know. Cool ass Dre in the house. What's going on, Dre? Hope you're doing well, man. I appreciate you coming through tonight. Carl also says Falcons ain't gonna take a dead cap hit. Kirk gonna retire or come off the bench. That's possible. I saw something that said, you're gonna see a lot of just reports come out this time of the year, especially with teams that are no longer in the playoffs. That said if the Falcons can't find a trade partner for Kirk Cousins, that they would keep him as a backup, So we shall see. We shall see. I think in a perfect world, the Falcons want to trade him and just move on, absorb that dead cap hit, and just go ahead and move on from him. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. The new regular season. That's one thing I love about the NFL. It goes on season long. I mean, it goes on. It's a year-round thing. The new season will start in mid-March. And so we're going to have a whole lot of stuff to talk about, a whole lot of roster moves being made. As you can see, a lot of coaches that already got fired today. So, we'll have a lot of stuff to discuss. T. Terry in the house. What's going on, T. Terry? Morris will hire a coach that will take his job. He's a con artist. My God. Oh, call Raheem a con artist will hire a coach that will take his job. Hey, as long as he hires somebody that is more successful at his job, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Got my brother Kendall in the house. What's going on with you, Goat? Hey, great game, Goat. But y'all came into our trap and took over our trap yesterday, man. Golly. Dang. Hey, Goat. I got to. What's up with your boy Bryce, man? Bryce looked good on us yesterday, bro. Old Bryce looked good. He looked like Alabama Bryce on us yesterday, but with our defense, I don't know how far we can take that. But shout out to my guy Goat, man. Make sure to check him out, him and his partner Q on Black Cat Panther podcast. Anytime I'm not listening to Falcons content, you can find me in their chat over there at Black Cat Panther podcast. So make sure that you do follow them. Some excellent content creators, man. King Richard in the house. What's going on, King Richard? How you doing tonight, brother? What's happening? I got my guy A1 Forever in the building. Y'all make sure to go check out A1 Forever. Also, he on YouTube. He had a great interview. And I got to blame him for being late because I was actually watching his show before I came on tonight. So, A1, I got to blame you for having me late. I was watching his interview that he did with Mike Conti. And it's an excellent interview. Y'all make sure to check that out. A1 Forever here on YouTube. Got a great interview that he just did with Mike Conti. So he the reason why I'm late, y'all. So y'all can't blame me on this one. I'll just mess around. What's up, A1? He said, I'm absolutely looking forward to Terry Presser, myself as well. Very interested to see what he's gonna say. And what kind of politics we're gonna hear from him. One thing about Terry, he's a very articulate speaker. So we'll see what old Mr. Fontenot gonna say. We'll definitely see what he's gonna say. T. Terry says Michael Penix Jr. loves me. Johnny said that today. What's up, William? Says fire everyone, man. To be honest, our guy Millie Mills in the house. What's happening, bro? What's going down? What's up? King Rich said we just signed 12 players. Who we just signed? I ain't seeing that. Who we signed? 12 players. Carl also said Jimmy Lake is the fall guy. If I think of anybody on this staff gonna be gone, it's gonna be Jimmy Lake for sure. I think he definitely will be gone. Lisa in the house. What's going on, Lisa? How you doing tonight? Appreciate you always coming through as usual. Ray McLeod is on a 2-year deal with us. Okay, great. I think Ray gave us some real good football this year, y'all. I really do. I think we had a lot of guys that played big for us on offense. He kind of fell through the cracks, but Ray Ray plays some good football. We're gonna talk about Ray Ray in just a moment, also as well. Definitely. Uh, Dre Nelson said the downfall of the Atlanta Falcons organization is absolutely Arthur Blank. Bring it on Arthur Blank. And Rich McKay. Facts. Shit start from the top and roll down the bottom. Facts fire Rich McKay. Shit will change. Hey, Dre. A draw. I hope I said your name right. I've heard that plenty of times before, man. I really have. I really have. A lot of problems with the Atlanta Falcons or just not. No matter what some people try to preach to you or try to shove down your throat, a lot of it just ain't head coaching related, man. You know, it's other factors associated with the Atlanta Falcons that has us in a position where we have not had a winning season since 2017, and we had an opportunity to change that yesterday, and we still dropped the ball. So, you know, you're not the first person that I've heard say that. Jada in the house is new uniforms. I don't see it, man. I don't see new uniforms. Even though they're going to be eligible next year, I don't see it. You know, they just did those uniforms. And to be honest, man, just keep what we got. You know, keep what we got. You know, just keep what we got. You got a new quarterback, and that's another reason I really don't see it. You got a new quarterback in Michael Penix, so you're gonna sell a bunch of those jerseys. Just keep what we got. I know that's a big topic of conversation on Twitter, but man, just keep what we got. We just switched up a few years ago. Just roll with what we got. You know, roll what we got. You want to switch the uniforms? Get back in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Until then, well, what we got for you? You know, what we got? Tay in the building, what's going on, Tyson? Appreciate the gifted. What's up, Ty? How you feeling? I'm feeling pretty good, man. I'm feeling pretty good. Did not like losing, of course, yesterday, bro. But shit, it is what it is, dog. It is what it is. Appreciate you coming through, man. Lisa says, so we had Cousins and our defense fell off a cliff this season. That's true. Very true. T. Terry says, Miss Lisa, very smart, very intelligent. That is for sure. Williams says we need edge rusher, linebacker, and depth cornerback too, and nickel. That's true. Edge rusher, we really need two linebackers, to be honest with you. Because Troy Anderson, Nate Lemon, we can't depend on them, and we need probably two corners too. D. Alford, no. Clark Phillips, no. You know they got dusted and burnt so much this year. Clay Melton in the house. What's going on, Clay? Drafted free agents needs to be defense first. Defensive tackle, cornerback, linebacker, safety, and that is coinciding with William Amy just said also. Millie Mills, Bijan a dog, Drizzy and Moni a dog, Lindstrom, Bergeron, Matthews, and McGarry all dogs, Jesse, AJ, and Caden all dogs. With the young pup Penix at quarterback next year, we're good. NFC South is ours. Let's get it. Let's motherfucking get it. Dry says Raheem Morris keeping your mind off his fuck up this season by talking about Michael Penix. Junior, remember, it was all about Kirk Cousins and he failed, so put the blame on someone else to keep his job. And I guess you're talking about his press conference he just did, which I hadn't seen. So I got to go back and watch it. You know, I see a few of y'all in the comments telling me about the press conference, so I definitely got to go back and watch it. I'm going to try to watch it before I go to sleep tonight. TG, what's up? Defense sucks. Yeah, no, the last couple of years got to draft better defensive player. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Definitely agree with that. In fact, let's do something since you're talking about the defense, TG. All right, let's do something, y'all. And this kind of goes back to when Coach was asking me about Raheem out coaching somebody. I want to do an exercise with y'all. Let me pull up the comment. So if y'all can help me out on this exercise we're about to do. Dixon in the building. What's going on, Larry? Draft Jalen Walker out of UJ. Give him number 11. He had at UJ. I'm all for it, bro. Hey, I'm all for it, bro. I'm all for it. He might still be around at 15 too. That's the thing about it, man. He may still be around. Knowing the Falcons, bro, they'll draft another wide receiver out of the University of Phoenix. Who run a 4-1, you know what I'm saying? Played quarterback and also free safety, man, knowing Atlanta, dog. But we're gonna see. But they need to go defense this time, man. I don't want to see no more offensive skill position players. Um, but let's see what we got, man. Okay, y'all help me out with this exercise. We're gonna do this for defense because I think now one thing about Falcons fans, we don't all agree. We don't typically all agree on a lot, but I think we can agree on this. The defensive side of the ball was definitely a lot worse than the offensive side of the ball. So I want to ask y'all this. You know, how many players on our defense would start on the top 10 defense in the NFL? I'll repeat my question. How many players on the current Atlanta Falcons defense would start on a top 10 defense in the NFL? And to help you out, I'm gonna throw out some names on the depth chart. You got Grady Jarrett, David Onyemata, Zach Harrison, Matthew Judon, Kaden Ellis, Nate Landman, Arnold Ebiketie, AJ Terrell, Justin Simmons, Jesse Bates, Mike Hughes, D. Alford, and of course, you know, Troy Anderson. He started a lot. He started some games also, but he was on injured reserve. So, but I'm gonna repeat those. My question: how many guys in our starting core would start on a top 10 defense in the NFL? Grady Jarrett, David Onyemata, Zach Harrison, Matthew Judon, Kaden Ellis, Nate Landman, Troy Anderson, Arnold Ebiketie, AJ Terrell, Justin Simmons, Jesse Bates, Mike Hughes, D. Alford. How many y'all got? How many y'all got? Let's see what we got here. Millie Mill say 3. TG just said not many. he ain't gonna bullshit you, man. Not many. Jada says 2. Slim says 2. Larry says 2. AJ and Banks. Clay says 3. Jada says 2. A1 Fellow says 3. My dog Tay 6 says 3. Raymond says 2. Carl Thomas has got the highest number so far. He says about 5 or 6. Okay. Jada says 2. T Terry says 2. No, T Terry says 3. My bad. Millie Mills says 3. AJ, Jesse, and Kaden. Dixon West says 2. AJ Terrell and Jesse Bates, and that's it, shouty. TG says 4. Dirty Bird says 4. Dirty Bird say 3. He changed it. Clay, hold on, y'all. Clay says 3. Ellis, Bates, and AJ. Carl says Simmons, Terrell, Bates, Judon, and Kaden. Strapped Up says 3. Gaming Worldwide says 3. 3 Dirty in the house. Yo. What's going on, 3 Dirty? How we doing tonight, brother? Jeremy Dupree says 3. AJ Bates and Judon. Nando, what's up, brother? Jesse Bankhead Bates and AJ Terrell. So he says just 2. Carl Thomas says a lot of it is scheme. Jada says, what are y'all on? Rester says 4. Unpopular opinion, but I think Simmons had a decent year. AJ, Jesse, Kaden, and Justice. Jeremy says, oh yeah, 4 with Kaden. SFC J Williams, what's happening? How you doing? So hey Tyler, what do you think about Jahed Campbell from Alabama? To be honest, I don't unfortunately I don't know a lot about him to give you actually an educated answer. So let me do my homework in the off season and I'll get back with you on that, Jay Williams. So it looks like what I've gathered, most people are saying about 2 to 3. I'm almost positive. Yeah, 2 to 3. That seemed like the majority. 2 to 3. So we'll say about 2.5. I'm almost positive if I ask that question about the offense, everybody's answer would probably double. Some of y'all's answer would triple. If I ask that about the offense, some of y'all may quadruple. So if you got a defense and we're saying about 2.5 will start on the top 10 defense, I really think that really shines. I think that shines a real bright light. I think that shines a bright light on the lack of talent on the defensive side of the ball. I think that shines a bright light. That we don't have a lot of studs on defense. So good luck when you only got 2.5, maybe 2.5 guys on your team that will start on the top 10 defense in the NFL. That means that you don't have a lot of viable talent on your defense. And then when you go into the depth, oh, it gets really ugly. It gets really ugly when you go in the depth. So, like when I hear, when I hear a fan say, and I said this last time I was on, but when I hear a fan say, with all this talent, I'll be thinking to myself, yeah, on offense, we got a lot of talent on offense. I agree. But defense, with all wet talent, like y'all said, once you get past Jesse Bates and AJ, Kane Ellis, once you get past them 2 or 3, it ain't really no real deal solidified legit talent on the defensive side of the ball. So you could bring in the best defensive coach in the world, but good luck without having a adequate talent. Good luck. Bill Belichick did not forget how to coach football. The talent left. Once Bill Belichick's talent left, he was just in New England assed out without a paddle. Once the talent left, Belichick was just assed out without a paddle. He looked like a mid head coach. So when you don't have adequate talent, good luck. Best of luck to you. So a coach or coaches, man, you need some talent, bro. You need some talent. I'm not saying that you need 8, 9, 10, 11 guys who all studs. But hey, you need some studs, man. You need some playmakers. Our linebacker room is underwhelming. You got Caden Ellis, but after that, below average, bad. We thought Trey Anderson would be something special. He built the glass. He can't stay healthy. Still learning the position. Bust. Nate Landman is good. He's good positional value because he was an undrafted free agent, but that don't mean he's a solidified, legit starter. Depth piece. Come off the bench. Same thing with Troy coming off the bench. Y'all saw outside of AJ Terrell, y'all saw every quarterback this year just get their ass handed to them all year long. Outside of AJ, all the rest of them just got their ass handed to them. All of them did. They would have some games where they played good, but the NFL is such a long grind that you eventually gonna get exposed. And our slot corners and our cornerback twos, they got exposed. Interesting enough, I didn't see as I was reading down everybody's list. I might have missed somebody, but I didn't see nobody mention anybody on that defensive line. Y'all, nobody mentioned y'all boy Grady. Y'all mean Eddie Goldman would start on the top 10 defense? Nobody mentioned the defensive line. Your boy David on your model, y'all ain't got no faith in him. So imagine that. Imagine pretty much your entire front seven not being able to start on good defenses. That's what we tried it out. So when people say with all the talent we got, good luck. Best of luck to you. Now, Speaking of coaches, well, I'm not really speaking of coaches, but speaking of the offensive and defensive side of the ball, I do want to give a shout out and a job well done to offensive coordinator Zach Robinson, right? I want to give a great job done to Zach Robinson. I think Zach Robinson did a pretty damn good job this year with this team. I think he did a damn good job. The Falcons, well, let me start with the players. Pretty much made Bijan Robinson a legit superstar, and what he did with him on the offensive side of the ball this year made him a legit superstar. And even though he didn't see the field as much of as some of us like, Tyler just still gave us some good production as a running back too. He still was a viable option anytime we needed to go to him. Anytime maybe Bijan wasn't having a typical Bijan game, or maybe he needed a break, you still could go to Tyler Algier. And Zach Robinson still made sure both of the running backs, got their stuff off. We seen the potential with Drake London, but turned Drake London into a solidified star of his generation. So all these wide receivers, like the 25 and under, the next stars of the NFL, you got to say Drake London name. Even though he played for the Falcons, Drake London gonna be on all those lists. 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. Made Drake London into a legit star. Rejuvenated Darnell Mooney's career, and it's so sad that Mooney didn't get to play yesterday. I really want to see him get 1,000 yards, but rejuvenated Darnell Mooney's career. Also, I'm gonna ask y'all a quick question. Y'all help me out with this, and don't cheat now. Don't nobody cheat. I know we all on the internet, but don't cheat. Ray McCloud, can anybody tell me what was the most receiving yards he has had in his career outside of this year? He's played about 7 years in the league, and does anybody know the most receiving yards he has had in his career outside of this year? Don't cheat now. Does anybody know the most receiving yards that he's had in his career? Coach said, no, you didn't just say good job. I was like, yeah, I did. And I'm about to explain to you exactly why. Jada says 200. Any other guesses? The most receiving yards that Ray McCloud had in his career. Raymond Collins says 260. Tay says 178. Gaming Worldwide said he was mainly a special team guy, but played well in the end. TG says, I know it's around 600 this year. Free Data said, I was thinking the same thing. Explain, Tyler. Okay, well, here we go. So Ray McCloud, the most yards he has had in his 7-year career outside of Atlanta was 277 receiving yards. With Pittsburgh, 277 receiving yards. He finished this year with 686. I'm going to go ahead and round up and just say 700 because it sounds a lot better, and it's only 14 yards away. So I'm just going to say he finished this year with 700 receiving yards. Also, the most receptions that he has had outside of this year was 39. He finished this year with 62. So, had a career year with the Falcons. A career year with the Falcons. Jada says, I was close. Give me credit. Yeah, you was close. Shout out to you. You was close. Raymond Collins was close too. And Dirty Bird 67 was close also as well. Especially the one he dropped that got intercepted. I agree with you, Tay. Yeah, he finished this year with 700, man. That's damn good production in the NFL. For a guy who ain't wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2, that's damn good production. And again, the most he's had in his career thus far was 277. I remember the great Julio Jones used to get that in one game. And also, this is our statistic. What we finished with for those of us who just refuse to give Zach Robinson any credit for a job well done. We had the 6th best offense in the NFL. I'll repeat. We had the 6th best offense in the NFL. We were 13th in points per game. We were 10th in the NFL in rushing. We were 5th in the NFL in passing. Let me give y'all those numbers again. We were 5th in the NFL in passing, 10th in the NFL in rushing, 13th in the NFL in points per game, the 6th best offense overall in the entire league. So in all the major team offense statistical categories, we were essentially top 10 in every category outside of one, which was points per game. Now, let me give you some context too. All of this happens. All of this production happens. Ray McLeod, Bijan, Tyler, Mooney, Drake, all of this happens with us going through a 5-game stretch with probably the worst quarterback in the NFL at that time, Kirk Cousins. During this 5-game stretch, Kirk had 1 touchdown, 9 interceptions. I'm not even gonna count the fumbles because the only thing I need is the interceptions. I don't even need the fumbles to make my point or for more ammunition. I just use the interceptions. All of this during a 5-game period of time, yo. 1 touchdown from our starting quarterback, 9 interceptions. And you still finish with the 6th best offense in the NFL, the 13th points per game. And you got a 5-game stretch when you got nothing but terrible quarterback play from your starting quarterback. And then after that, you were forced to go to a rookie to finish out the season. You are forced to go to a rookie to finish out the season. So from half of the season, the cards were stacked against the offensive coordinator. But again, 6th best offense in the NFL. Now, if you're one of the people that think, hey man, we should have been number 1 in the NFL, hey, I can't help you on that, bro. That means you just for whatever reason gonna have an agenda not to get an offensive coordinator no credit. No, but if we're using a little logic, and looking at this from an objective standpoint without being super agenda driven, Zach Robinson did a damn good job. Bijan, career year. Drake London, career year. Ray McLeod, career year. Team offensive stats. Hey, man, those are playoff stats. It was that other side of the ball that we all agreed didn't really have a lot of talent on it that couldn't do their part. Zach Robinson, the offense, they did what they supposed to do. Zach Robinson in the offense, hey, man, they did what they supposed to do. They did what they needed to do. So I don't know what some of y'all want from Zach Robinson. I don't know what you expected from Zach Robinson. But again, if my starting quarterback goes 5 games and I only can get 1 touchdown out of him, 9 interceptions, but I'm still finishing 6th in the NFL in total offense, 13th in points per game, still 5th in passing, 10th in rushing, that's a damn good job. Now, I get it. A lot of us are mad at the head coach. So with us being mad at the head coach, we just go sprinkle that down to everybody on the coaching staff. We ain't gonna give nobody no credit because we mad at the head coach. So we just gonna slash everybody throat just because we mad at Raheem. Oh, you on Raheem's staff Even though everything about you said you did a great job, I'm going to still slash your throat. I'm going to still slash your throat. And that's what I feel like some of us are doing to Zach Robinson. If I'm 6th in the NFL, 13th in points per game, with that 5-game stretch from Kirk Cousins, what else can he do? I mean, what else can he do? And then had to turn to a rookie to finish the season. What else can we? What else can he do? What else can he do? DB94 says Bijan is too dynamic to be behind an age quarterback like Cousins. Dynamite needs dynamite. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. T. Terry says yes, he did. I think he's talking about Zach Robinson. Millie Mills says there was a career year for Mooney. Turn up. Yeah, Mooney got off, man. We really had 2 1,000-yard receivers, and we had almost a 1,900-yard running back, man. Like, I like I said, I know the real reason that people are reluctant to give Zach Robinson any credit because he's under Raheem Morris. So because we mad at Raheem Morris, we just, like I said, we're gonna slash everybody's neck on that coaching staff because we mad at Raheem Morris. But I'm gonna tell y'all as I see it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit up here and look at these numbers and then I'm watching the offense all year and say, well, Zach Robinson did terrible. Where are we getting that from? Hell no. You mean to tell me the 6th best offense in the league is terrible? Like, really? That's what we're doing? And we had for half of the season, we had bad quarterback play, and then you have to stick in a rookie for the final 3 games. Like, that's really what we're doing? That's really what we're doing? Really what we're doing? Now, Keith Simmons, you make a great point, sir. You make a good point. You said, were our expectations too lofty for the defense? All our draft capitals on offense. You make a good point. You know, we went draft heavy on the offense, so they should be better than the defense because we spent a lot of expensive draft capital on the offensive side of the ball. So they should be better. That's a great point. That is a great point. And I think what we tried to do, like, look, we're gonna build up the offense to the draft, and we're gonna use free agency to build up the defense. And the free agency guys we brought in here, a lot of them, they just didn't do what we thought they were gonna do. Matthew Judon didn't have the season we thought he could have had. He really was bad for essentially the entire year. Justin Simmons, to me, he looked old and slow. He wasn't as effective as I thought he should have been. So you make a great point. King Rich said Tyler Algier had about 800 yards. I didn't know he had that much, bro. So we almost had 2 backs at 1,000 yards. We almost had 2 backs at 1,000 yards. And we really gonna say with a straight face that offensive coordinator was bad? Are we really gonna say that? Anybody who thought offensive coordinator was bad, what else could he have done, bro? You know, what else could he done? The offense starts and stops with the quarterback. You know, you go through that 5-game stretch with Kirk Cousins, then you got to bring in Penix in an emergency situation, and Penix is just a rookie, so you can't expect Michael Penix to come up here and just be in Pro Bowl for the last 3 games of the season. He's thrown into the fire against Washington on the road. Like, what do you expect? And then the last game of the year against Carolina, you know, Penix still got 300 plus yards, 2 touchdowns. That's the offensive coordinator. Every game with Michael Penix, he looked progressively better. Offensive coordinator. But like I say, we all mad at Raheem, so we're just gonna shit on the entire coaching staff. Nobody did a good job because we all mad at Raheem. We're still mad about that timeout, so we're gonna just shit on the whole staff. Even though the numbers in the production, even the eye test tell you, no, it ain't warranted, bro. That's not warranted. Zach Robinson did his job. That's not. Now, hey, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I can't defend Jimmy Lake. I tried periodically through the year. But you got to give me some ammo too. Now, I just can't defend you without no ammo. You know, I need some artillery to go to war. And I ran out of ammo with Jimmy Lake, so I left that alone. I said, you know what? Tyler, they got you on Jimmy Lake, bro. You got to leave that fight alone, big dog. You got to leave that one alone, big dog. So, but Zach Robinson, oh, but you got plenty of ammo on that. Let's go. Let's get it. So hey, Jimmy Lake, hey, y'all got me on that one. I ain't got nothing to say about that one, man. Y'all got me. You know, I've been stopped trying to be his defense team. But Zach, oh come on, bro. Like, we really gonna do that? Are we really gonna do that at all? What's going on, James? James is 137 carries, 644 yards, 3 touchdowns with Tyler. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And how many receiving yards did Tyler has had? I know it ain't probably that many, but you know, we're gonna try to throw him a bone when we can. How many did he have? Let me look this up. Receiving yards. He had 88. Yeah, so like King Richard said, that's like 800 yards. We're gonna take that. About 800 yards from your backup running back. We're gonna take that. We're gonna take that. Shout out, I think they looking at receiving yards also. You know, they looking at the combined total. So when you include the receiving and also the rushing, he's about at 750. So not too far away from 100. I mean 800, excuse me. So yeah, we're gonna take that, man. We definitely gonna take that. Jesse James, appreciate the compliment, man. Thanks very much. I do thank you for that. King Richard and Zach only had one bad game, and that's Pittsburgh. Yeah, and King Richard, let's be real. Did Zach have a bad game, or did Kirk Cousins have a bad game? You know, let's be real. Did Zach have a bad game, or did Kirk have a bad game? And the thing about it, man, you take away those Tampa games, and Kirk only got like probably two other solid or good games, and that's something your offensive coordinator got to fight through all year long, and we still put up numbers. You know, we still able to score at a nice clip. We still was able to run the ball, still able to pass the ball. So the Zach Robinson slander, I don't get that part of it. You know, y'all can have that one, but I don't get it. I don't get it. And Zach, like I say, these last 3 games with Michael Penix, Zach looks like he's going to, and I hope I'm not talking too soon, because this is the Falcons, bro. They will give you the worst surprises in the world. But he's looking like he's going to be able to develop a quarterback. I know I'm speaking premature, but I'm just watching. I'm watching every game. Penix looking better every single game. So he's looking like, hey, man, like this guy probably can develop a quarterback. If we're lucky, we can keep Zach around for 2 to 3 years, because, you know, if Penix start the ball, which I think a lot of us think he will, and the Falcons do happen to start, you know, become a better team, you know, the rest of the NFL teams, they're going to come knocking. Hey, Zach Robinson, we got this big bag. We need you to be the head coach. And of course, we're going to lose him. You know, that's how the NFL game is played. But come on, man, stop playing. I know at least half of the fan base mad at Raheem. The other half, you know, we defending Raheem. But look, come on, y'all. Are we really going to say the offensive coordinator did not do a good job this year? Are we really saying that? Are we really? Is that a narrative that we really gonna go with? Are we really saying that? How many yards did we have on offense yesterday? Let me look. I didn't even look at yesterday's stats because I was just so pissed off that we lost. How many? What? Oh my God! Oh Lord! I could have started my argument off with this one, bro. We have 537 yards on offense yesterday. We scored 38 points in regulation. Bro, I'm not even listening to no Zach Robinson slanders. I'm not gonna have it. You know, Raheem Morris at least do give you some reasons to question him. You know, I'm not gonna act like, you know, Raheem ain't did nothing for you to question, but come on, y'all. Zach Robinson, bro, really? I mean, really, really. He said, do you think our defensive coordinator had issues connecting with the players? Reports him trying to motivate them. I don't think so. I really just think it wasn't a lot of talent on that side of the ball at the end of the day, man. That's what I really think it really boiled down to. It's just not a whole lot of talent on that side of the ball. Just a lack of talent. And I don't think he was able to really do anything with the talent that he had. You know, I just don't think that defensive side of the ball is really all that talented, man. I really don't. I don't think they're very talented. Russell, but I do like Zach. Yeah, Zach legit, man. Russell also said, but Jimmy Lake has to go. Like I said, hey man, I ran out of ammo with Jimmy. I had to use Zach. I ran out of ammo with Jimmy. Jim, NFL 7 since very few times have Falcons been up since 28-3. Yeah, outside of the year after that in 2017, unfortunately, you have a point. Unfortunately, you do have a point. Sean Muller says it is coaching, but it's not. I think so too, man. You know, coaching plays a part, but like, look, man, like you still need to put a talented roster on the field. You still got to put a talented roster on the field, man. You just ain't gonna. I don't care who you bring in here, man. Like I say, look at Bill Belichick once the talent left. Once the talent walked out the door, he stopped winning. And I remember it used to be the big debate. Y'all remember the big debate, right? You know, not the Jordan versus LeBron debate, not that debate. Was it Belichick or was it Brady? That used to be the big NFL debate. Half the people say, oh man, that Bill Belichick, bro, that Belichick doing all that. Brady is a game manager, man. You could put so-and-so in there. Man, Matt Castle came in there and they won 11 games, even though they didn't go to the playoffs. But man, bro, it's Brady. Brady the GOAT, bro. Brady carrying that team, boy. Without Brady, Belichick would just be nothing. Okay. They separate. Belichick stays, Tom goes. Bill only had one winning season out of the next 4 years. If memory serves me correctly, in the last year of his Patriots coaching career, he only won 4 games. You know, they were absolutely horrendous. They were terrible. Bill Belichick at one point in time was known as the greatest drafter in NFL history, and all them draft picks, all of them were busts. He's terrible job drafting. It's like the whole franchise went to shit once Tom left. Tom came down here to the NFC South, unfortunately, won a Super Bowl with Tampa, a team who only won 7 games the year before. Won a Super Bowl, came close, very close, and people even talk about today to going back to the Super Bowl. Tampa was only 1 play away from getting back to the NFC title game. So Brady won Super Bowls in New England, then left New England and said, you know what, why did big dog? I'm about to go head down to the fucking Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I'm about to win with them. Debate is over. It was Brady. Debate is over. It's over. You know. I saw Belichick. They were talking about Raheem in timeout gate, and he started talking, and I guess in his older age, it got to the point, especially with Brady retired, where he's starting to give Tom Brady more credit now. But I'm paraphrasing here, but he pretty much saying like, look, Tom Brady came to me and he said, look, we should start doing the timeouts this way. You know, I feel more comfortable doing it this way. And he was like, look, that's what we started doing. Again, I'm paraphrasing, but that's pretty much what he said. Like, look, the way we started doing timeouts at the end of the day, at the end of games, was all on Brady. Brady came to me and said, look, we should start doing it this way as far as our timeouts go. And that's what I started doing. I started listening to Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to take nothing away from Bill Belichick, but I'm just saying, when that talent walk out, when that football intelligence walks out of your door, hey, the win stop. But we'll see what Bill Belichick does at the basketball college, North Carolina. We'll see what he does. We'll see what he does there. We'll see what he does there. But yeah. Now, speaking of coaches, let's get to the elephant in the room. Raheem Morris. Raheem Morris. Man. I sit back and I observe a lot of stuff that's being said about the Falcons, about Morris, et cetera, et cetera. I just observe it. And it's kind of getting to like a point where like some people think they can peer pressure me, right? And some people think they can peer pressure me. And I find that funny. I find that hilarious that people think they can peer pressure me, right? I find that hilarious. It's like people, they start off real subtle. Almost like we 12 or 13, they be like, hey man, you want to join our gang? Yeah, we starting up this little gang. You should join our gang. Come on, man. You need to join our gang. I'm like, man, fuck out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here. You know that old adolescence peer pressure. That's how it subtly start. And I guess they see like the peer pressure ain't gonna work. Then they try to be more aggressive with the peer pressure. Well, you need to stop carrying pom poms and doing this for people. I'm like, who the fuck you think you're talking to? Who the fuck you think you're talking to, bro? You know, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. You never in a million years. No, you never in 10 million years. You're never gonna peer pressure me. You're never gonna influence me to think how you want me to think. It's never ever gonna happen. So who the fuck do you think you're talking to like that? Like who do you think you're talking to, bro? Like, I'm an adult male. Like, who do you think you're talking to? If that's the line you pushing, push that line. I'm not telling you not to push that line. If that's the line you pushing, push that line. But you're not gonna peer pressure me, and you're not gonna try to internet strong on me to do or say something that I don't fully believe in. It's almost like people sit back and they look. They like, you know what? We got to be honest. We know you got some influence in the fan base, so we need you to put this out. We need you to join our side. Almost like some NWO shit in wrestling. We need you to join us, because if we get you to join us and you start pushing this narrative, oh, we can take this further. And I'm sitting there like, no, that ain't how I feel. It's not gonna happen. Now this time next year, if I don't see vast improvement, I'll start pushing that line myself. But nobody gonna influence me to do nothing. You definitely not gonna peer pressure me, bro. That's never gonna happen. Never, ever gonna happen. You know, the little strong arm tactics, the strong arm comments, that shit not gonna work with me. You can stop that, because it gonna end up get somewhere it shouldn't go, because I'm gonna say something, you gonna think I'm wrong. You know, so pump your brakes. Because you never gonna, it's not gonna work with me. You know, I'm not built like that. Some people call it stubborn, so be it. But it's not gonna work with me. So you're gonna have to find you another Falcons influencer who push that line with you. But I'm gonna stay on what I'm staying on. So that's where I'm at with it. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly where I'm at with it. But like, it's funny to me, bro. So with that said, Raheem Morris. Do I know if Raheem Morris is like the man for the job, or he's gonna be able to eventually get this team to a Super Bowl, or get us into a deep playoff run? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I can't say. I had no idea. If I knew the future, I probably wouldn't be doing this show. I'd probably be on a island somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Doing my, because I'd be sports betting like a motherfucker. But I don't know. But I do know one thing. Raheem Morris deserves the same time and grace that Arthur Blank has shown and proven that he gives to all his coaches. That's the only thing I ask. I felt that way with Arthur Smith. I didn't really get off the Arthur Smith boat until year 3. Late year 3. That's kind of when I got off the Arthur Smith boat. You look at the last, You look at the last 2 coaches who've been in Atlanta, right? Arthur Smith, Dan Quinn. Neither one of those coaches had a winning record after their first year in Atlanta. Neither one of them. Dan Quinn had a similar first year trajectory, similar to Raheem this year. Y'all remember in 2015 when Dan Quinn came in here, we started 5-0, and we just plummeted, finished 8-8, then made the playoffs. I didn't see all the venom with Dan Quinn that I'm seeing right now. I didn't see all the that venom. Arthur Smith, Mr. 7-10 himself. His first 2 seasons of losing, I didn't see all the venom. I didn't see it. So now that and granted it's only 1 game. Raheem Morris has won 8 games, most games we won since 2017. So people say, well, he should be fired for that. And to see, if you do that, you're setting a precedent. That means every other first-year head coach from this point going forward, that's your barometer. That's your standard. If you win 8 games or below, you got to go. And is that really a standard you want to start for a first-year coach? 8 games, especially in Arthur Blank, where he's giving any other coach more than 1 year to get their shit together. So that's why I'm at with it. Like, show him the same time, show him the same grace that everybody else gets, and like let's keep it funky, y'all. Let's keep it funky. Was it so much Raheem doing a shitty job at coaching, or was it so much Kirk Cousins falling completely and totally off a cliff after 9 games? Which one had a bigger impact? In my opinion, it was the quarterback falling off the cliff. That was the bigger impact to me. In my mind, in my opinion, if Kirk Cousins don't fall off the cliff, he continues to play at the same level he played at the first 9 games, at a minimum, we win 10 games at a minimum, possibly 11 or 12, but at a minimum, we win 10 games. So when our quarterback fell off a cliff and we could get nothing from our quarterback, there we go. And I also strapped up. I seen this from a lot of people. They say, and Raheem not bitching him earlier. Y'all, we got to understand something here. Again, Raheem, first year head coach. He don't have hardly any clout built up in that organization. in Atlanta as a first-year head coach. There was a $100 million fully guaranteed contract invested in Kirk Cousins. There's automatically financial politics there. Automatically. Whether people realize this or they want to play ignorant to it and not talk about it to further their own agendas. But you just are not able to sit $100 million guaranteed down on the bench just like that. You gotta see that through, because there are financial politics at play there. You gotta see that through. And also, the coaching staff told us that also. They were like, look, we had to have a meeting about that. Go back and this one press conference I watched when Zach Robinson talked. Go back and listen to Zach Robinson. And I know a lot of people don't listen to the offensive coordinator's press conference, but go back and listen to Zach Robinson. He said it himself, like, hey, we had to come to the round table on that, man. We had to have a big mafia meeting. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't just whack the starting quarterback without talking to the boss. Like, the boss put $100 million guaranteed up into this one guy. We couldn't just whack him. We had to get permission from the boss. $100 million guaranteed. We had to get permission from the boss. That ain't like that's what Desmond Ridder or Marcus Mariota. Where we ain't invested no money in him. That's financial politics. So you got to see that through. You got to see that investment through. You got to. So when I said, well, he should have just bitched Kirk Cousins earlier, it's not that simple, y'all. It's not that simple. And I see Strap say, that's facts. How to understand the business side of it. I'm glad you do, man, because like people acting like that's just something that what Raheem could have woke up and did the very next day. No, man, it was not that simple. It was too much money invested in Kirk Cousins. Too much money invested in him, man. You had to call a meeting, talk to some people. I'm sure they had to get word from the Buckhead billionaire, get some kind of feedback from him, even though they'll probably never say it publicly. Arthur Blank probably never say it publicly. You know, you had to get some word from Rich McKay and Arthur Blank. You know, Rich McKay probably served as the underboss, just like the mob. Underboss, you go talk to the boss. All right, you and the boss have me. Okay, the underboss, he gonna go back and relay what the boss was thinking. Financial power is just too much money, y'all. That's an investment, bro. You just can't give up on your investment at a whim's notice. You got to see that through, because you'd invested all that money into it. And at the time, I mean, we still was technically in the playoff race, so they had to see that through. And I'm sure that I'm sure that some people in that building probably still wanted to play Kirk Cousins against Washington. But the big voices, the majority probably said, well, now let's go ahead and go with Penix. King Richardson, if I spend $100 million, his ass staying on the field. There we go, man. It ain't like Kirk Cousins was making $12 million a year, $13 million a year. Yeah, if he made a little money like that, they'd have been put him down, man. But $100 million guaranteed, bro. Only 2 years, bro. You had to see that through. You had to see that through. So again, I know we're using timeout gate to scapegoat Raheem Morris. I get it. We're using timeout gate. But was it really Raheem? Or did our quarterback just fall completely, totally off a cliff? Was it Raheem? Or did the quarterback fall completely and totally off a cliff? Good luck winning games in this league. You got a 5-game stretch from your starting quarterback with 1 touchdown, 9 interceptions. I wish you the very best of luck. Best of luck, because believe me, you're gonna need it. You're definitely going to need it. So again, you know, when people tell me, "Oh man, you celebrate Raheem, blah blah blah," no, idiot. He's the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. As long as he's a coach of the Falcons, I want him to do good, because if he do good, we do good. If they fire him tomorrow, I wouldn't give a living fuck. I would sleep wonderfully. But he's the coach. When all these other coaches get at least 2 years to get their stuff in order, ain't nobody got a problem with that. But when it comes to Raheem, oh man, you gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. Like, really? I mean, really? And then another thing that really gets me, right? I'm seeing everybody read out the same text, the same textbook here. You know, I'm seeing everybody read out the same textbook, the same manual. Everybody reading out the same manual, right? You know, well, look at Dan Campbell in Detroit. Whoa, Dan Campbell. Well, look at Dan Campbell in Detroit. Whoa. You seen Dan Campbell? Whoa, look at Dan. Oh, boy, look at Dan Campbell in Detroit. Whoa. Like Jeffrey Osborne. When you, whoa. Look at Dan Campbell in Detroit. Hell, sometimes I feel like I'm a fucking Lions fan. I have to hear so much about Dan Campbell. I feel like I'm a Detroit Lions fan, bro. Like, damn, I done heard so much about Dan Campbell. Like, god damn, I feel like I'm a Lions fan, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what everybody be talking about. Hey, Dan Campbell, right? Okay, let's look at Dan Campbell then. If he's the status quo, you know, if that's the model we're supposed to follow, you know, if that's the figurehead to success for the Falcons, let's look at Dan Campbell. Rusty, that's not exactly true. I'm about to go into that. I've seen you use that excuse before. I'm about to dismantle it also. Let's look at Dan Campbell. 3-13 his first season. Rusty said he was in full rebuild mode. Okay. Full rebuild mode, but they had their franchise quarterback on the roster, had a very good running game on the roster. They had a running back who had over 1,000 yards, another running back who had over 600 yards on the roster. They had their franchise wide receiver on the roster. They had a very, 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 very good tight end on the roster. They had one of the best offensive lines in the game on the roster. Still went 3-13. Still went 3-13. Still went 3-13. His first year. Still went 3-13. Had all that. Still went 3-13. That roster was sufficient enough to win more than 3 games. It was. Go back and look at it. You think I'm bullshit? You go, oh damn, Todd ain't lying. I about went and did research on this shit. No, I'm not lying. It still went 3-13. But see what happened is whoever manages the Lions, I don't know. Excuse me, whoever owns the Lions, I don't know. But the owner said, you know what? Hey man, I'm not finna give up on this guy 3-13. Let's give him some time. Let's give him some grace. Let's let him get his system, his scheme in place. Let's let him get more of his players on the team. Let's see what he does after that. Second year, 9-8. But if Dan Campbell is the epitome of success and the model the Falcons should follow, how is it their guy goes 3-13 his first year? Our guy goes 8-9. Their guy keeps his job for another season, goes 9-8 the second year, but our guy needs to be fired after his first year. The math ain't mathing. But everybody telling me about Dan Campbell, but the math ain't mathing. It took Dan Campbell a few years to get to that level. 3-13 the first year. Jared Goff was on that roster. He was on the roster. He had one of the best tight ends in the league at the time on the roster. One of the best offensive lines in the league on the roster. Like, people want to follow Dan Campbell's road to success, but they only want to follow the glorious side. They don't want to do the dirt in the mud, you know. And that's like real life. People just want, oh man, I just want success, bro. You saying I want the big house or the mansion. I just want that. But no, you don't want to do the part when you're working 14-hour days, 7 days a week. You know what I'm saying? You working so much, you don't know which day of the week it is. You know what I'm saying? You sacrificing time with family, friends, and loved ones because you're trying to get somewhere. That's how real life is. People don't want that part of the success story. They just want the glamour, the glitz, mansions, the women, the money. But they don't want the other part of the story. So going forward, y'all, when people try to say that Dan Campbell rags to riches story, tell them don't leave out the rags. Don't just tell us about the riches. Tell us about the rags. Tell us about the rags. One of my favorite rappers, Biggie Smalls, he had a saying that he used to say in his rap, I went from ashy to classy. I went from ashy to classy. In other words, I went from ashy to struggle to classy to riches. Don't leave out the ashy part. Don't leave off the rags part of the riches story. And that's all I be seeing when I see this. I see that shit everywhere. I be like, dog, y'all gonna tell the whole story, or we just gonna talk about the current stuff? Y'all ain't nobody gonna talk about the 3-13 year. Nobody gonna talk about the 9-8 year. We just gonna start current tense. Like he didn't struggle. He didn't work hard. He didn't have sacrifices. They was laughing at that dude when he first got there, just like y'all laughing at Raheem right now. That is something similar. They was laughing at that dude when he first got. They were laughing at that guy, just like y'all laugh at Raheem. So don't leave. Include all the chapters in the book. Is all I'm asking. Include every single chapter. Include the first part of that book. Oh man, when I was sacrificing, they would laugh at me. They didn't believe in my vision. Nobody saw my struggle. They was pointing fingers at me. Don't leave out that part of the story now. Don't just start with the Bentleys and the mansions and the $10 million in the bank. No, bro. Talk about that time when it was just when you working 3 jobs and you ain't have but $6-8 in your checking account. Bills were behind. You talk about that part of the story. A lesson can be learned on both sides of the stories, the bad and the good, the struggle and the rich. Don't just talk about the riches. Talk about the entire story. Since that's supposed to be the model of success we're supposed to follow, talk about the entire story. Talk about the entire story. So with that said, like I say, man, hey, I'm just all for giving Raheem Morris a fair shake, a fair chance. Raheem Morris could come out here and only win 5 games next year. You know what? At that point in time, you know what? Hey, bro, I'll come on here and I'll bang on him every single week. Every single week, I will bang on him. But he at least deserves that opportunity like everybody else got. Like y'all favorite coach in the NFL, Dan Campbell got. I see a lot of y'all turn to like part-time Lions fans, but y'all can't stop talking about Dan Campbell. Got me feeling like I'm a damn Lions fan. Well, talk about all that shit. He need the same time Dan Campbell got. He need the same time Dan Quinn got. He need the same time Archie Smith got. I could better understand if the man only won 2 or 3 games. I could better understand if he only won 2 or 3 games. But the narrative does not flip to like, oh man, well, the whole season we lost in one time out. That was not, bruh. That was so minute. In the grand scheme of things, that one time out that he did or did not call, that was minute. But we had 17 other games. Excuse me. We had 16 other games. 16 other games. 16 other games to get our shit together. And the quarterback who we invested $100 million guaranteed money in, he fell off the map. He fell off a cliff. And much love and respect to Kirk Cousins, bro. You know, I'm not shitting on him. I'm not gonna shit on him. I just think time and old injuries, maybe new injuries, it just eventually caught up to him. You know, I think he really came in here and he gave it his all. And he wanted to do right by this city. He wanted to do right by the franchise. He wanted to do right by the fans, but his body gave out on him. I don't fault him for that. But tell everything, man. Tell the whole story. The entire second half of the season, our quarterback situation was all fucked up. Tell about that 5-game stretch where we just had fucked up quarterback play from Kirk Cousins. Y'all don't never tell this. When people start shitting on Raheem, I never, ever, 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 ever hear that part of the story. I never hear about Kirk Cousins falling off a cliff. I never hear us having to turn to a rookie. I don't hear that part. It's all Raheem. He sucks and he laughs too much and he's giggling too much. He's a moron. He's an idiot. All right, cool. And then, if I didn't know any better, I would swear that the Falcons had 5 consecutive winning seasons, deep playoff runs before Raheem got here. And then Raheem gets here and all the winning stops. If I didn't know any better, I would swear that was the narrative of us these last 5 to 7 years. Yeah, man, Falcons, we done went 12-5, 11-6, 13-4, NFC title game, wild card game. Then we hire Raheem and we fall off the map. We were doing nothing but losing before he got here. And he still won one more game than anybody has since 2017. Yeah, hey man, that ain't nothing to hold your hat on, but that counts for something. That does count for something. Trust me, if that man only had 1, 3, 4, 5 games, like man, I'm all in. I would fall to y'all peer pressure at that point in time. Even though you never can peer pressure me, you could say your time and say the stuff you try to say to me directly or indirectly, because I don't give a damn. You're not going to influence me. You're not. What you say to me directly or indirectly is not going to make me try to influence anybody to follow whatever agenda you got against Raheem Morris. It's never gonna work. When I as a person, as a man, decide I done given up on Raheem and we should move forward, I would tell y'all that. I really will. I will tell y'all that. I really will. And again, I don't know what the future holds for Morris, but he deserves the same time and grace that every other coach before him got. Period. Now, if Arthur Blank had showed a penchant, already showed a penchant of firing coaches after 1 year, hey man, y'all got it at that point. If he had already shown a penchant, then y'all got it at that point. But that's not how Arthur Blank has shown he operates. Arthur Blank has shown like, man, I'm gonna get a guys. Hey, I'm gonna give him a little time. I'm gonna give him 3 years. I'm gonna give him at least 2 years. So why does the buck stop now when you get Raheem Morris? Tell me, why does the buck stop with Raheem Morris? Y'all don't like how he wears his pants. Y'all don't like his personality. What? Y'all don't like his Jordans? Like that's what I'm trying to figure out. The Falcons hired him. If they didn't hire him, shit, I wouldn't have nothing to say about him. Again, he was not my choice. Raheem Morris was not my choice. I've been telling y'all for like a month now. Raheem Morris was never my choice. I never made no videos about him. I never campaigned for him. Nothing. He was not my choice. But he's here. He is here. Y'all think turning and burning head coaches and learning new systems every year? You think that's a recipe for success? Oh, well, the year didn't go like I wanted to go. Fire everybody. The year didn't go like I wanted to go. Fire everybody. I said we win 14 games, we didn't win but 8. That means fire everybody. No, you looked at the season from a biased perspective because you're a Falcons fan. Vegas only had us winning 9 games, and we feel like 1 game short of that. You know, the team is definitely not as talented as our fans think they are, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Hopefully we go into this draft and we just really invest everything in defense this year. Free agency, just go get some defensive guys, bro. I really feel like the offense is gonna be fine. Everybody on the opposite line coming back, quarterback coming back, your running backs coming back, wide receivers, everybody coming back. Drake, Ray, Mooney, they all coming back. So just go invest on the defense, man. Try to get this defense where we need this defense to be. The defense is bad now. We should aim to have at least an average defense next year. Instead of being ranked 23rd, 24th in defense, try to make it a goal. Hey man, let's get ranked at least 15th in defense next year. Let's try to be ranked at least 15th. If we rank 15th in defense this year, we win 2 or 3 more games. You know? But no, you know, I'm not on the Raheem Morris hate parade right now. You know, again, this time next year, if situations play themselves out and we look like shit the whole year, oh yeah, get rid of Raheem. Oh yeah, but hey, I'm not there yet after just 1 year. I want to see what he's gonna do. You know, what's gonna happen with the team now with Michael Penix having an entire offseason at his disposal. Let's see what happens. You know, I definitely don't believe turning and burning head coaches. Oh yeah, that's the option. And then the thing about that, man, you start to do that, man. Who's gonna want to come coach here? What real candidate are you gonna have? You know, y'all got Ben Johnson already turned down the job one time. You know, Harbaugh already turned the job down. So now they see us keep hiring and firing coaches. You like, why do y'all think people would want to come work for that, man? Oh man, they fired Raheem Morris after only 1 year, and he won the most games that they done won in 7-8 years. Why would I want to go work there? Why do I want to go work there? At least a potential head coaches candidates, at least if they see that the owner is being fair with the head coaches, giving them enough time to get everything in order as a new head coach. Okay, well, yeah, I'll put my resume in there. But outside of that, no, not after just 1 year, bro. No, no, no. I'm hoping Raheem Morris does very, very good next year, because that means the Falcons do good next year. If he don't. I'll be here to talk about it, God willing. You know, if he has a bad season, a bad year, God willing, I'll be here to talk about it, you know, and tell y'all how bad he is or how terrible a coach he is, you know. If he has a great year, God willing, I'll be here to tell y'all about that too. Like, hey, man, he bounced back the second year, you know, got the team in the playoffs. You know, hey, man, let's go win some playoff games. But he at least deserves that opportunity. I'll be watching and listening to people, man. People be acting like we only won 3 games this year. I'll be like, man, cut it out. Stop it. Cut it out. I never seen a coach have this much venom from our fan base, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I haven't seen it. Not since I've been old enough to put 2 and 2 together as a Falcons fan. I haven't seen it, bro. Especially for the Falcons. Especially for the Falcons, bro. It ain't like we known for going out here and winning, especially for the Falcons. And I get it, man. Everybody had the expectations up high. I understand it. Hell, I said we win 11 games this year. We fell 3 games short of my expectations. So I mean, I get it. Everybody's expectations were high. We brought in Kirk Cousins. We signed Michael Penix. We signed Mooney. We signed Ray. We brought in Matthew Judon, Justin Simmons. We added a lot of pieces to the team. But the most important piece, the engine inside the car, it failed us. You can have the dopest paint job. You can have $5,000 tires, $10,000 rims. You can get your upholstery redone, put $20,000 inside of the car. But guess what, bro? If that engine is faulty, it all goes for naught. Our engine went out on us, y'all. We were scrambling to try to replace that engine. Good luck driving that car with a bad engine, bro. That's exactly what happened with the Atlanta Falcons, y'all. That's exactly what happened with the Falcons. You can blame Raheem. Give him his fair share of blame. But stop overlooking what happened at the quarterback position those 5 games. When we went through the most important stretch of our season, when we had 20 quarters, we had 20 quarters of football. We had 20 quarters of football, and we only got 6 points from the quarterback position in 20 quarters and 9 interceptions. Good fucking luck winning during that stretch. Good luck. Good luck. Best of luck. Best of luck. So, with that said, hey man, if y'all want to continue y'all hate parade on Raheem, be my guest. I slept. I done slept. I'm over it. We lost. It is what it is. It ain't my first losing season as a Falcons fan. It ain't gonna be the last. I did not become a fan of this team because they had a bunch of Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? They had 0 when I became a fan, and these choking bums still got 0 today. So it is what it is. Life goes on. You will eventually get over it. When you get over it, get back on board, because unless Arthur Blank decides to fire Raheem Morris, that's our coach going into next year. We might as well try to put out some positive vibes for him and the team. So, with that said, I'm gonna get ready to check out of here. I appreciate y'all time. I appreciate the engagement. I appreciate y'all conversating with me. I'm gonna try to come back tomorrow and do maybe end of the year player grades, or at least yesterday's player grades for the game. Do a Michael Penix film session. I think he put up his game yesterday gives us a lot of things that we can look at and talk about on the film. So we'll try to do that tomorrow, man. And remember, them Raheem Morris haters, y'all, hey, if I didn't give you nothing else, I gave you some ammo for these guys. Use that ammo. Don't let them skip over the Kirk Cousins situation. Don't let them skip over that. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. Y'all be good. Peace out. I'm gone. Later.